How can you create a realistic looking environment if you only have this masked out phone booth image? Welcome back, this is Rüdiger and I'm happy to share with you one of my latest artworks that I did for Telescope Studios in Singapore. Thank you at this point to Jeremy, it was a pleasure to work with you. It was very straightforward and convenient, thank you for that. And Jeremy asked me to create an realistic environment for this, and it was not meant to be a still image like it is now, but it is meant to be a moving scene in a music video clip. The music video from Sophie T, Not Over You. You can watch this on YouTube. I've never done a music video background matte painting, but it is fun to do this. And the challenge is that this girl in this phone booth will move. She will have a call, so she will move around. And that means that the environment cannot contain any moving elements like a car passing by, because it would stand still in the actual frame. So it has to be completely moving free, completely free of any movement, so it can be displayed in a scene that lasts 2 or 3 seconds. So how to do this? I was lucky enough to get a mood board from Jeremy that was very helpful. He wanted to have this kind of a hazy or foggy look in the night. I did some photo research and I came up with these. And how I composed them into the scene you will see in a second. The circumstance of this job was a little bit tense because it was at the moment when the war started in Europe, and I just felt in my heart to do a supply transportation, a transportation of goods towards the Ukrainian border, because there's a friend of mine, he's a pastor, he has a little church, and he's taking the refugees into his church, providing them with food and clothes and helping them to reach their destination. And I just felt it in my heart to go there to deliver some supplies. We had 2 cars and 2 trailers loaded up with food, with clothes, with hygiene items and all these things. And yeah, I went there and it was actually planned that I would be back in 2 days, and it was the case. I was back, but I was emotionally upset and disturbed. It was a disturbing experience, of course, because it is a real suffering. And these people that I met there, and also the refugees that we took back to the German border, they were like, they showed us what they lost. And it was hard for me, especially hard to find back into my working routine, because it felt completely ridiculous. Everything that I did, or everything that I'm doing every day, working for my clients, providing for my family, all of a sudden it felt ridiculously senseless. Because there are people that need real help, and what am I doing compared to this? And it was very like, I was just standing in the kitchen, started crying out of nothing, not knowing why. And I had, I was taking a few days until I was ready to work again. And yeah, it touched my heart, but it's a good thing for me, and I want to go back. When the next opportunity comes up, I will be back there. But the problem was, since I was not really emotionally able to work, there was kind of a delay, and I actually just started working on the day of the deadline, which was a little bit tense. Like, there was not much time. And also because of the time shifting from Germany to Singapore, I don't know, maybe 6 hours or so. It was a very, very short time, a few hours maximum. And he was like a little bit, man, I hope he will be ready because I have to deliver this. So yeah, tension. But I'm used to this, so it was okay. Okay, let's get the video rolling. Please hit the subscribe button, the like button, would be a pleasure. And yeah. That's good. Alright, so yeah, I had my scene. I couldn't reposition the telephone booth, it had to stand where it is. And when I start with such a work, I try to have an imagination in my mind. In this case, it was, of course, inspired by the mood images that I had from Jeremy, but I also had this imagination of there should be an urban part, like buildings, but there should be also the impression of maybe behind that, the buildings that you can see, it could be also a rural or a countryside, countryside landscape. And so that is what I actually wanted, like being at the border of a town maybe, or the border of a city, It could be a transition between like rural areas and urban areas. And so I tried to combine these two worlds into this image. And of course, everything had to be very hazy and foggy, which I like very much. And I like this style. And I definitely tried to take this in as much as I could in a short time. On the left side, you see the mood board. I have this with PureRef. It's a little tool that you can place your images into, and it is always at the top. I asked him for feedback. Is there any feedback? Which can be a little bit tedious. If there comes feedback and you know you have only that much time and you have to go on, it can be tedious, but Jeremy was a very nice cooperation partner. He was very thankful and very pleased that this is delivered on time, and so he didn't have much to say. We only had a few back and forth because of the PSD file, because I did some mistakes in giving out the right layers for him to work with it, but that was okay. So I think, yeah, that is it. That is the result. This is, and here's the answer. It looks great. I don't have any further requests. This is amazing. If you see this, you know your client is happy, then you can be happy as well. Okay, but then I thought, I mean, yeah, it is nice, and I know for his purpose this might be perfect as it is. But I thought, why not taking this a step further and just for fun creating a scene that has moving elements inside it and getting a little bit more of a story inside the whole image and a little bit more of action and things going on. And so I thought, yeah, let's do that. And the first thing was, I need rain particles. I don't know, this is just the first thing that comes to my mind, rain particles. And I have a whole package of rain particles, a lot of them, and I just placed them in the scene and masked them out. And also this guy with the umbrella was something that I just had an idea in my mind. There could be a guy standing there watching into the distance with an umbrella. Why not? It's very, very, like, it's logical, actually. It's logical, I think. And also this idea of having a police car, a police officer and two guys. I found this image somewhere and I thought, yeah, that could be nice, because maybe there's a crime going on, or maybe something's not right. Maybe she is calling the police. I don't know. Could be. It is for your imagination. You can think about whatever you want. Alright, so and then, yeah, light streaks. Yeah, light streaks are amazing, right? Like a car is passing by and is leaving a nice light streak. I like that, and also a little bit of a sign over there, in addition to the sign that's already there. I like these glows. I wanted to place something on the left side in the sky, and I ended up using a thunderbolt because I wanted to have some light information. But that will be there in a second. You will only see it in the final image. Also, this child was very interesting because I thought, maybe there could be a little bit more tension in the scene, and so I decided to let this child walk onto the road. Nobody's watching it. It's a dangerous situation. You don't know what is going to happen. Is it safe, or might there be a car coming? You don't know. And so, yeah, I ended up creating this scene. So we came from this to that. And I just wanted to create more story around this phone booth. So it is also working as a standalone image. Of course, this is not going to Jeremy because he needed only the image, the previous version of it. But that is just for you actually to enjoy, and maybe you have learned something, I don't know, whatever. If you have a question about this, please ask me. Please feel free also ask me some technical questions if you want. If not, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if yes, please hit the like button and the subscribe button, of course. And yeah, stay tuned. See you next time. Bye bye.